And a bipartisan House task force is holding a hearing investigating the assassination attempt of former President Trump in Pennsylvania. The hearing comes after the Senate committee released a bipartisan report saying the Secret Service failed to make clear decisions and didn't communicate properly with local law enforcement. ABC's Jay O'Brien joins me now from Capitol Hill with more. Jay, what's the latest from the hearing and this report?
Well, so one of the things from this Senate report, there's a lot to kind of keep straight here. But so this is a report from the Senate Homeland Security Committee. It's a bipartisan report. Meantime, on the other side of the Capitol in the House, there is that ongoing hearing because the House has its own bipartisan task force that's also looking into failures at that Butler assassination attempt to protect former President Trump. And also the House is looking into that additional assassination attempt at Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach. But just going back to that Senate report very quickly, that report only looks at the failures at the Butler rally. And what they found was a number of things, but one was a lack of coordination between the Secret Service, which was managing all of the security there, and local law enforcement and local first responders who were responsible for the outer perimeter security. And that's where that gunman was, on the outer perimeter. It's a lot of anecdotal stuff. It's based upon interviews that were conducted with both Secret Service officials, but also first responders who were there. And one thing that kind of underscores all of that is this one interview with one first responder who said of the walkthrough, of the security walkthrough that was done in the lead up to that Butler rally, that there was, quote, it was, quote, incredibly disorganized, and there was, quote, no coordination is one of the things that law enforcement found. They also found communication issues with the radios between Secret Service and local law enforcement. The Secret Service says, by the way, that's not different than, frankly, what they have already found in their own internal reviews, which they're already working to correct.
Now, the House bill to avert a government shutdown includes millions in additional Secret Service funding. So how will that be implemented, and what else are you watching for in this funding bill as the House prepares to vote tonight?
So it's $230 million in that funding bill for additional Secret Service funding. It's the only thing that's extra in that funding package, which will extend government funding into the winter and avert a government shutdown. House officials that I've talked to say the goal is to try to get that funding to the Secret Service as soon as possible to try to fill in some gaps. The Secret Service has said, look, we have a number of people we've got to protect, not just President Biden, not just Vice President Harris, not just Donald Trump, but also their various family members and the vice presidential nominees of both parties as well. So the Secret Service is stretched thin. House and Senate leaders have said they want to get that funding to the Secret Service as quickly as possible. And while it will give them a cash infusion, in a sense, to try to carry on from now until a new president is inaugurated in January, also the Secret Service says there are more systemic issues they need to fix. And frankly, there are new agents that they need to train and bring into the process, a process that takes years to fully train an agent to become a Secret Service agent. Diana.
All right, ABC's Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill. Thank you.